Am I the only one who still cries when their parents leave? So my parents came in town for Christmas. We had the best time with my parents. Two of my sisters were in town. And, it was just a great time with family. And they left this morning. And Emma and I were just standing there as they left, just crying. I don't live in the same state as my parents. And I haven't lived in the same state as them in over 16 years. So you would think by now I would get used to seeing them leave. And I don't. Like sometimes they can leave and I won't cry. But it was like this time I just couldn't hold it in. And Maddie looked at me and she goes, "Mommy, are you crying?" Riley's like, "Mommy, are you sad?" And I was just like, and I couldn't hold it in. And I thought, you know what? I'm not going to hold it in because it's good for our kids to see us be vulnerable. I was thinking of like trying to conceal it. And then I was like, well, sometimes they cry when I leave. So, it's good for them to know that no matter how old you get, if you love your parents and you want to be around them, you miss them when they're gone. Even if you know you're going to see them in another week, you're still missing them. I was hugging Emma because I knew Emma was crying. She always tries to hide it, but like I always know. And so then Maddie gets up and she gives me and Emma a hug. And then Riley gets up and she gives us a hug. And so the four of us are just standing there hugging each other. And Sean had walked out with my parents. He comes back in and he's just like, "Yeah, Chelsea." And then he looks at us and he's like, and then he just starts to laugh because he has seen me all 16 plus years crying when I have to leave them, whether it's me crying because they came to visit us and then they're leaving, or we went to go visit them and then we have to leave. And he just started laughing at us and I was just like, you already know. At one point, I was just like, all right, Chelsea, you got to do better. You need to stop crying when they leave. And then I was just like, no, life is too short and tomorrow is not promised. So even though my parents didn't see me cry, I'm not going to try to conceal those emotions because that's how I feel. So that just lets me know I need to make time to go and see them. So hopefully we can get up to visit them in the next month and, just cherish all the time that we have with our loved ones. So I want to know, am I the only one who gets emotional or cries when their family comes in town? Specifically my parents. If my siblings come in town, I'll miss them, but I won't cry. But for my parents, girl, I'm gonna cry almost every time.